Let's see. I guess tell me again. Like, tell me your name again, and I guess give me your name and when you were born, where you're born, where you're from.
Okay. Well, do I have to give you my whole name again?
Nah, just Chris.
Right. Chris Hurtado. That's my name. I was born and raised in El Paso. I was born on September 11th, 1983. I don't know the exact time I was born. You'd have to ask my mom. For the most part, I've pretty much been in El Paso my whole life. I'd say I'm a true El Pasoan. I mean, I've been doing it since I was a little kid. I used to always copy copy my shirts, trace them at first. I would trace them sometimes, or sometimes after I would trace them, I would try to push myself to just oh, let me see if I could just by looking at my shirt, and then I put the paper right next to it and try to just duplicate it, draw it exactly like the shirt would be, like Bart Simpson dragging characters on my shirt. And I would just try really hard to just match the picture exactly how it is. When I was 10, that's when tagging was really big around here. Those tagging crews crazy, man. I can't even name all of them. So many tagging crews, and it was a new kind of thing to me that caught my eye, I was 15 when I came back from Puerto Rico. I met my cousin and then Chance, and I wanted to be part of the little crew. I would tell them, hey, they say, nah, we don't have to jump you in, just, roll with us. All right. During that time, I was going through a lot of problems, I wasn't too close with my dad. My dad and my mom were separated. I had a lot of anger towards the world, and I would get picked on during this time too at school, man. It's everything just came down at me, I remember in elementary, I was the one that would do the bullying and shit. They were I would hold my own, and I never let myself, but for some reason, I guess maybe because I was depressed and I didn't really care about myself, low self-esteem, I kind of people would pick on me and I'd let myself, I was never like that, but I didn't have my dad around during that time. I didn't have a male figure, really. And, I live here in the Lower Valley by Riverside. But, I was going through all these problems, man. Drinking, graffiti was just the way out. This is one of the first pieces I did when I was around, I must have been 15 when I first started. I just wanted to do it to kind of, from my grandma's house, because their last name is Cortez, kind of represent the Cortez side of my family. It says Cortez. It's old, man. At that moment, I felt like a caged animal. And when you're out, graffiti you're out there, in the world. You're surrounded by just life. When you're tagging, when you're doing it at night, you go on your little missions, you have your cans, dogs are barking, you're going to the ditch. Sometimes you see a cop, you take off, or you think you see a cop, you take off running. I jump through the neighbors' houses sometimes. I did so much stupid shit. One thing that always was there for me was graffiti. At that time, I felt like nobody was there for me. I felt like my own family had let me down. I felt like all the ones I loved, or who I trusted, fucked me over, especially family, and it made me think differently about life. Like you can't trust nobody, not even your family, There's the projects right there. This is where I grew up, This is what I remember. This is a part of me, man. You see this and it looks nice. All they're doing is putting out their name, their crew name. All right, that's cool. Booyah. All right, Giants. It's so easy to just put your name on a wall, but people don't do that no more. They don't send a message. Do something that has to do with El Paso. You know what I mean? Like the culture, Chicanos. The Mexicans. Maybe it's very rare you see that anymore, man. I was 24 years old, and I had no ambition, no love for life, no love for myself. All I would think about is the bad shit in my life. That's all I could focus on. That sometimes I wouldn't even do art. I guess I had even thought sometimes, you know what, man? I ain't never gonna do shit with my life. Artists, there's plenty of artists out there, man. I'm just another fucking guy that could draw. At that point, I felt like the only thing I'm good at is drinking. Drinking was my life. Drinking was my girlfriend. Drinking was my everything. We still were not a close family. and my parents were still off and on from the time that I was 15 till that time, and it did affect me till that time I was older. You know, I can honestly say my dad, I love him. He's not a bad person, and I love my mom to death, but their problems eventually kind of affected me in a big way, you know. And plus the fact that I was the only boy, I felt like I needed my dad, but he wasn't there when I needed him, you know. When deep down inside, you know, I did want to change my life, but I was an addict. And I still hadn't dealt with all that hatred and anger and problems that I carried with me, problems that I never dealt with. So I dragged it till I was all that anger and everything till I was 24. I remember my mom telling me, we were arguing, I guess because of my alcohol. I was gonna go drink, and she was like, "Oh, you need to stop drinking, blah blah blah," and I didn't want to hear it. And she was like just crying, and she was like, "You know, one of these days, you know, you're gonna meet God." Like 2 weeks later, you know, I got sick. I just remember telling my mom, I need to go to the hospital. She was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "My kidneys, or something's not right, something's wrong." And my vision felt like it was going out. I literally felt like I thought my kidneys were giving out. And I said, fuck, I really did it. I didn't listen. I wanted to die, and look, now I'm gonna get it. Well, I used to always say, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. Take me, I'm ready. And when the time came, I'll tell you, I was like a bitch, man. Fuck. I remember just praying, God, please God, I'm sorry, just let me live, please God, fuck, don't let me die, I'm not ready to die. I started thinking like, man, I haven't had kids. What have I done with my life? I was like, nothing. If there's anything that I succeeded in, it was being a piece of shit. It turned out that I had damage to my esophagus. I had inflammation and a hiatal hernia. I had to completely stop cold turkey. Drinking, partying, all that shit came to an end. And I had to learn how to live again. Me and my family came together too. We've all put everything behind us, and now we're a family together, and that's a good thing. So through all that bad, something good came out of it, you know. Now I'm not a piece of shit. I actually have a job. I work with kids, and I draw with them. They asked me to draw stuff for them. I'm going back to school. I picked up tattooing. Now I'm tattooing. I'm doing that as well. Eventually I'd hope to just be a better tattooist, you know, just progress and just be good at it.
Good chicken.
You guys are rucas.
Here, you feel like you're a happy person nowadays?
I'm a lot happier now. I am. I feel like I've been renewed. Like I'm actually Chris again. I'm Chris Hurtado. I'm 27 years old, from El Paso, Texas.